Yeah, thanks.
What'd you think of that rendition out there?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that, but I appreciate him saying it.
What was it like having Kelly back out there? It sounds like kind of limited a little bit today. But
He was limited, but he did do some 5-on-5. He did some contact. He did some one-on-one contact. So he did a lot more than he's done. He got cleared to do that. I think what's today? Saturday after, I think Thursday, when he went and did some of his testing. So we'll see how he feels and progress at the appropriate rate after that.
How have you viewed throughout the preseason pacing the starters and the minutes that you gave them, and just how you kind of made that plan to break up how they played?
It's as much about starters being in the appropriate shape and everything else, which they not only get out of games, but they get out of practice, they get in conditioning, they get in all kinds of ways, and getting the young guys a lot of experience. And they had some really good moments, but they also didn't. So I think that's a really good thing. There's film from each, and you go from there and try to have your team ready to play. And hey, there's a chance that we're down a couple of bodies, and so when you're down, you got to have other guys step up and be ready. So they should have plenty of experience in the early part of the season to be ready to fill in gaps.
And all the years as coach.
What's that?
And all the years as coach, which is a problem.
That's a long time. It feels like a long time. Yeah.
Have you ever actually finished the season the team you began the season?
Yeah, I mean every year in college. Yeah. So yeah, we did. We always finished the season with the same team that we started with.
At the pro level, is it possible?
Well, it's not going to be possible because you have more than 15 that you invite to training camp. So I guess and then there are teams that will not make trades. I don't remember I don't think we made one last year, did we, at any point in time? So I think it's possible once you get your training camp roster settled, or your regular season roster settled.
you mentioned yesterday that Marcus was going to be reevaluated. You know more today about a timetable?
He looked a lot better today. So he was out of the boot. He's off he was doing things in the weight room and everything else. And so he'll be, he's not going to practice Monday, but we'll see how he progresses.
Is there any chance he could play Wednesday? Or
they have not ruled it out.
When you know his history with that ankle injury, are you even more cautious than usual as far as bringing him back too soon as a staff?
I trust our staff. Our staff and Marcus will make that decision well. And then I play guys if they're available.
How much has Demetrius improved this time?
Yeah, I think he's gotten better. He still has a ways to go in, feeling how we're playing on each end of the floor. But he's got a nice burst to him. He's a good competitor. He's a good skilled basketball player on offense. And so, I think that he's made strides. And I think especially since Summer League.
You have a little more of a sample size on Gerald's play so far. I mean, what have your been impressions of him?
I still don't feel like we have a huge sample size. The last 2 days in practice, we put him through a lot. And obviously he's a guy that's been there, done that, but having not practiced with us, having not been around our system and everything else, it was an important 2 days for him, and that'll continue. Each time we're on the floor with him, it'll be a really important day. But he's a guy that can do what he does, right? And then hopefully you can feed him while he's hot, and he can space the floor for himself and others, regardless.
It's been said a couple of years here that a lot of times Kelly's impact on the court kind of goes beyond just that threat of an outside shot, kind of goes beyond maybe what you see in a stat sheet or see out there. How much is that going to be impacted this year with being out there possibly without Horford?
Yeah, I mean, there's two guys that can pop and roll, so that's a good thing. Two guys that can really pass in the seams, which is a good thing. So there's a lot of positives with that, for sure. His skill, I thought we saw that a little bit today in his live performance. So that was, his skill really opens things up for those around him.
Where does Ryan Kelly fit in the equation here?
Ryan was signed yesterday and just showed up this morning to go through some stuff. But I have not talked to our front office about it.
Just an idea of what he has to bring to the table just skill-wise?
Oh yeah, he killed us 2 years ago. He had 19, I think think it was here, wasn't it? And spacing the floor, and he passes the ball. Kind of what we were talking about with Kelly. His ability to make the right basketball play has always been one of his greatest strengths.
Have you gotten a chance to talk with him?
Yeah.
Did you bring up the Butler game?
Yeah, it was interesting. We talked about it for a minute because I had actually seen a lot of the players on the Duke team this summer, and so I had asked him about if he keeps in touch with those guys. But he was just a young pup then.
You're okay with him playing for you after what he did to your team?
I mean, I'm not gonna hold individual grudges. I just don't like watching championship games anymore.
From point one of the preseason till now, do you have a different idea about your team in terms of the starters, in terms of chemistry?
It's not gonna. I mean, I think we're pretty solid and are set in who we're gonna start as of right now, and this week, knock on wood, and then. But then I think that we still have some guys that are going to have to separate themselves, especially beyond Marcus, right? With Marcus if he's out, with regard to playing time, rotation, etc. Thank you.